Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Today I wanted to do a little bit of a discussion video with you as well as a little mini bag reveal for my last purchase of 2016. So I've had a lot of messages about my pre-loved bags, where I buy them, how I sell them, so on and so forth. But before I get into that, as you can see by the title, I went out and bought myself, if you couldn't guess, a Speedy. This is from 1988. It is a vintage piece, and this is the Speedy in the size 30 centimeters in the monogram canvas, and purchased from the same lady that I got my Neverfull from. I will link her page below. She's a part of the Louis Vuitton Addicted Buy, Sell, and Chat Facebook group, so you should check her out. She's got some amazing deals. I swear, she's gonna make me go broke. But yeah, I guess this is what everyone considers the basic bitch bag from Louis Vuitton. Now, I don't consider it to be such a name, as I think it is iconic. This was the very first handbag that was made for everyday use by Louis Vuitton. Now, Louis Vuitton was founded in 1854. And originally, they were not a handbag company, they were a luggage company. Louis Vuitton had created luggages and trunks that were flat and stackable, as opposed to the more rounded ones that you couldn't easily stack and sit next to each other, so they became really popular. And most people think that the monogram canvas was the original print that Louis Vuitton started in. In 1888, Louis Vuitton created the Damier Ebene trunks as their original form of like a canvas pattern. That was their signature print, was the Damier Ebene. The monogram canvas was not introduced until 1896, I think. I think it's 1896. So yeah, this is actually the second canvas that was created. And the Speedy, and let's see, before it was the Keepall. There's like the big brother bag to the Speedies is called the Keepall, and it's like a giant duffel bag, and it comes in a few different sizes, and it also comes with the bandolier strap for your shoulder. The Speedy was made as the little brother bag to that line, and it was sort of their take on a handbag for everyday use. Originally it came in the size 30, which is this size, the 35, and a 40, and that could be measured lengthwise. The distance is supposed to be 30 centimeters, 35 or 40, however much. Now, the Speedy 25 was not introduced until about 1965 when Audrey Hepburn contacted Louis Vuitton requesting them to make her a special size because she was more petite. So she wanted a smaller bag. She thought the 30 was too big for her. Can you imagine being that important that Louis Vuitton special makes you a handbag? No, that's crazy. That's like, I think it was the Alma that was made for Coco Chanel or designed for her or something of that nature. I'm not sure. But I do know the original name for the Alma was like the Squire or something like that, made around 1933, 34, 35, somewhere around there. Either way, this is a Speedy 30, and I don't know why everyone has such a problem with the Speedies. I know I do see a lot of Speedies when I'm going to the mall and I'm going to the stores. I always see somebody, if there's people with Louis Vuittons, rest assured you will see someone carrying a Speedy. Whether they're all authentic or not, that's up for debate. That requires a little bit more attention to detail. And so that gets me into my second part of this video that I want to talk to you guys about, and that is pre-loved handbags. So, as you guys know, if you could not tell by all my videos, a good majority of the bags that I purchase are pre-loved. And I know that word bothers some of you guys. Oh, they're used handbags. Just call it what it is. They're used. Well, when I think of used, I think of like a tissue or a napkin. I use my tissue, and are you going to offer it to someone else? Here, this is my used tissue. Would you like it? No, I don't want that. But pre-loved is something, I love my handbags. Yes, I use them, but I love them and I take care of them and I want to pass them on to someone else. These are pre-loved. I think it's just a nicer way, I guess more attractive way of describing it. Just like cars, they don't say they're used cars, they say they're pre-owned cars. It just sounds a little bit more attractive to buyers, I guess. And I think that's cute. I really like it. So I do consider them to be pre-loved bags. I'm sorry if that pisses you off. But going on with the topic, I wanted to open up a little bit of a discussion. You could feel free to leave your opinion in the comments on pre-loved bags because I've never gotten any, I guess, like hate or rude remarks regarding my bags, but I have posted this one, and as you can see, it's from 1988. How old is this bag? It's currently 28 years old, and it was cleaned up really well. There's a really dark patina on there, and yeah, you can see it's not the greatest condition, but it's 28 years old. What else would you expect? It's not falling apart. There's no cracks. There's no tears. There's no internal stains. It's pretty good condition. It's got a little bit of slouch, a little bit of creasing. I'm gonna get a bag organizer for it. But I posted up a picture of this bag, and I had someone comment on it and tag 2 or 3 of their, I think it was 3 of their friends, and say, look at this girl's bag. This looks like the one I threw away the other day. And they all started commenting back and were like, ha ha ha, did she pay money for that? That's embarrassing. I wouldn't carry that bag around. So I just deleted it. I just deleted the comments. I wasn't even going to entertain that. So I don't understand what the issue is with having an older bag, with having a vintage piece. If anything, that's what I prefer. In the damier being canvas, I don't really mind if it's a newer bag, that's great. But for monogram, I almost prefer it to have patina, for it to not be perfect, because I can't handle having a brand new bag and the pressure of ruining it, screwing it up right now. I do have a 2-year-old son, and I'm constantly afraid that something's going to spill on it, it's going to get ruined. Maybe later on in life, when I'm more settled down, that would be great. I can have a bunch of brand new bags and not be as concerned. But to get someone on my page commenting that, I just thought, wow, I guess there's people that really are like disgusted by pre-loved bags, by vintage pieces. I think it's interesting. It tells a story. Someone else owned this bag, and I think, who were they? Where did they take it? What did they put in this bag? You know, was it a gift? Was it a celebratory purchase? It's just things that go through my mind. I think it's interesting. I like bags that have history, that have, I think they have more meaning. And so yeah, I want to know what your guys' opinion is on buying pre-loved bags, because I'm all for it. I love it. And I think if you're recycling a piece, that's really great. If you're using, you know, buying and selling and buying and selling as a form of recycling your own money, I think that's really good. And I think it's also a really great way if you don't necessarily have the means to go out and purchase a brand new handbag at retail price. You can find some hell of a deal on all the websites I'm going to mention in a minute. And I really like pre-loved bags. What can I say? I am a very big fan of pre-loved handbags. So, almost all my collection is pre-loved. I don't think I have, wow, I think I only have like 1 or 2 pieces that I bought retail price, brand new at the stores. So anyways, a few of the sites that I do buy from, one that you have heard me mention before is yugiscloset.com, and I have never seen anything on that site that I've questioned the authenticity, so that's good at least. I don't really dabble into any other brands other than Louis Vuitton, a little bit of Gucci. I do have my eye on some Chanel pieces, but that's further down the road. I can't justify having a Chanel in my life right now. So Um, Let me see. I know they do have tons of brands. They have everything that you can ever imagine that is considered a luxury brand. They don't they don't accept what you consider like lower tier designer bags like Kate Spade, Michael Kors, Longchamp, things like that that are they're higher up than like let's say like a Target bag that you can buy, but they're not at that tier where there is a market for buying and selling. um, it's not considered a luxury brand. It's just like a designer handbag. So Yugi's Closet is one of the main ones that I do buy from. And what I like about them is being in California. This is a company that is back east in the eastern part of the U.S. I'm not sure what state they're in, like Georgia or something like that. I could be wrong. Anyways, you don't have to pay tax when you make those purchases. And if you go on Google, you can almost always find a promo code for 25% off, 30% off, $50 off, $10 off, 25. I think I currently have a few promo codes, one for $70 off a purchase, $50 off a purchase, or 10% off. So message me if you are interested. I have those promo codes to give away to whoever messages me first because I'm not making any more purchases this year. So I have those three, 70, 50, and 10%. I think the $70 off requires you to spend 500. So yeah, just message me on here, on Facebook, on Instagram if you are interested. I will give you the discount code for those. Another website that I buy from is Fashion File. I do trust Fashion File and their in-house authentication team um, with my pre-loved handbags and such because I know they are always posting about training seminars and how to spot this, how to spot that. Um, I think I've heard one or two like bad stories about I purchased a fake from there, but your money gets returned to you. It's not a giant issue where if you do think that you've purchased a fake or a replica, whatever you want to call it, a knockoff, they will gladly refund your money as long as you keep when you first buy it. There's a little tag attached with a little string and it says do not detach unless you're happy with your purchase basically. Once you cut it off, it's yours. So whenever you get bags like that, I would definitely have them authenticated before you go cutting all the tags off and taking it all out and throw away the packaging and everything because if anything happens, you can still return that bag as long as it has those tags on there and you just ship it back in the box and get your money back. No big deal. Another site that I am a big fan of is Memes Treasures, and that is also the site that I use for my authenticating when I do buy a pre-loved bag. I trust them with helping me authenticate my pieces because you cannot go to the Louis Vuitton store, hand them a bag, and say, is this authentic? Sales associates are not trained to give their opinion on authenticity. One thing you could do is say, hey, I'd like to get this piece hot stamped, and that's where they get a hot stamp and they stamp your initials on a piece of the vachetta or cannabis, depending on if it's Demi Bean or monogram. So you can ask them, can I get this piece hot stamped? And obviously if it is a knockoff, they'll say, no, I can't hot stamp this because it's a replica. So I guess that's one way of checking it. That goes for Louis Vuitton. That doesn't go for other brands because I am not familiar with their company policies and so forth. But I do know that Memes will authenticate other brands, not just Louis Vuitton. Another site that I have not purchased from personally, but I have heard really good reviews is called therealreal.com. And they have just a lot of luxury goods that are for sale. The one that I also trust is the Facebook group that I have mentioned before, and I'm constantly raving about that I am now addicted to, and it is the Louis Vuitton Addicted Facebook group, and it's just for buying, selling, and chatting about Louis Vuitton. Now that site is strictly Louis Vuitton items. If you do have, say, a Prada handbag that you need to sell, you can't sell it on there. You have to find another format for selling. But obviously, as I'm addicted to Louis Vuitton, that group is perfect for me. A few others that I want to mention is there's one called Reetsy.com. I will leave the link below. the admin of the Louis Vuitton Addicted Facebook group has now created a site with authenticators and buyer protection, seller protection, money back guarantees, all that good stuff in there on Ritzy.com. That is now her specialty, is she runs that site. I'm not sure with a few other people, but that one is up and coming. And I do recommend checking that out because they have really, really good deals on there. And I know she's really trying to promote that one. Everything on there, to my knowledge, is authentic. And I do trust them. I do trust their admin because she was so good at that Louis Vuitton group. And that has 48,000 members. If you were to post up a fake Louis Vuitton on that site, it would be eaten alive within 30 seconds if anyone even thought that your bag was not authentic. So that's one reason why I really trust that group. A few others that I want to mention, and I want to put out the disclaimer, buyer beware, because I know I've gotten a few pieces off of Trazy.com, but I have also seen fakes on Trazy. Not just Louis Vuitton, of anything. And I know they say they have authenticators, but they don't go through any authentication process sending in their bags. They go based off of the photos. Whereas Yugi's Closet, Fashion File, you send the bag to them, and they have the bag, they inspect the bag, and then they pay for the bag. And obviously, if your bag was not authentic, they would give you back your bag and say, keep it. I don't want it. So, with Trazy, it is going from strictly from seller to buyer, being shipped from seller to buyer. There is no middleman where Trazy will take your bag and check it out and send it to you. It's just going from point A to point B. Obviously, they do check the photographs that you post up on there, but I have heard a few complaints from that site. I would definitely be sure that you get your item authenticated before you purchase it, after you purchase it. Just make sure everything is good, because the worst thing would to be spending all this money on a bag and come to find out that it's not even real anyways. It probably cost China $40 to make, or some other random place where they mass produce replica handbags. A few others that I do use specifically for selling are Mercari, and that is an app for your cell phone. It is called Mercari, and I do like to sell on there because right now they are not charging a fee, a seller's fee, like a commission, but I think starting on the 21st they will be charging a small commission fee. The only thing is I have heard obviously stories of fake handbags, things like that, because there is no authentication. It's strictly on you. If you want to buy a luxury brand handbag, you need to make sure that you get it authenticated on your own time. They do have a return policy. They do have a buyer protection policy on there. Although I heard of a few people that got loopholes around it, got ripped off. So that's completely at your own risk. As well as another site called Poshmark. Now, Poshmark is another app for your phone that you can just download. And they do have a lot of clothing, jewelry, handbags, accessories, all other sorts of random stuff. And they do have a pretty big selection of Louis Vuitton items on there. And that is another site where it is going from buyer shipping it to the seller, or I'm sorry, the seller shipping it to the buyer. Why would it work the other way around? But if you do make a purchase over $500, Poshmark will send you a shipping label, and you send your package to them. And the Poshmark in-house authentication team goes through and authenticates your purchase before you receive it. If it is fake, they send it back, give you back your money, say, no, we've deemed this handbag to be a replica, we've canceled the transaction. If everything looks good, they put it back in the box, they ship it on to you, and then happy days, you got a new bag. I have heard of a few other people that also got ripped off on there, but it's just about using your common sense, using your gut feeling. If you don't think a transaction is going well, if you have a kind of a funky feeling, if they don't want to send you extra pictures of a specific, okay, let me see, I want to see the underside, I want to see under the tab, can you get a close-up of the date code, things like that. I think that's a really big red flag. If someone doesn't want to provide you with extra information and they say, I posted photos up, I know, but do you think it would be possible to get one or two more photos, maybe through email or something, if this format is requiring an extra dollar amount to post more photos or whatever? Um, Definitely ask your questions and make sure you are protected when you make purchases. If you do go through PayPal, pay with goods and services. PayPal will refund your money if for any reason you're not happy with your transaction and you need to make a return. But if you do send money through friends and family, you are shit out of luck because you've sent them money that was like a gift, and they can decide to send you a bag, they can decide to keep your money, not send you anything, they can decide to send you, I think recently I saw one girl made a PayPal transaction and she received a can of creamer. And luckily she had done it under goods and services, so she was able to get a refund. But can you imagine if someone would have spent all this money and received in the mail a can of creamer as opposed to a Louis Vuitton bag? Holy crap, that would be horrible. That would be horrific. So, all that being said, those are all the sites, all the formats that I purchased from, and others that I have not used personally, but I do have good feedback from or decent feedback from. There's also eBay. You know, who doesn't know about eBay? You just really have to make sure that you are getting an authentic piece. Check buyers' feedback. That's one really big thing that you can do is check people's feedback. Obviously, if they have some negative feedback, if they don't have any feedback at all, I would be a little bit more hesitant on there. I understand if like some buyers are brand new, they're not going to have any feedback, but it's up to you whether you want to be the guinea pig for a buyer, or the guinea pig as a buyer, and buy the first handbag from someone that just made an eBay account to sell their items. So, other than that, I do sell on a local app that I have for my phone. It is called OfferUp. I would not recommend trying to sell your designer luxury brand items on that because people are extremely cheap depending on what area you're in. And this is a local meetup type of format, sort of like Craigslist. So if you do something like that, please be safe. Do not give them your address and have them come to your house and buy your $2,000 Louis Vuitton bag. Chances of that going well, I wouldn't take. It's not worth it to me. If you want to buy or sell a bag locally, I would definitely meet up at a bank, inside of a bank where there's cameras, meet up at a police station, meet up somewhere during the day that's well lit, where there's people around, where you are protected. Please don't put yourself in harm's way trying to catch a good deal or to make a quick dollar trying to sell your items. It's not worth your safety. So, all that being said, thank you for watching this video. I'm sorry if you don't agree with my opinions. This bag is my last purchase of 2016, so you will not be seeing any more reveals on this channel. And if you do, you get to tell on me and tell my husband what I've done because I said I wasn't going to buy anything else. So, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave comments, feedback below. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, Facebook. Let me know if you have any questions. Message me anywhere. I love to talk to you guys. Thank you so much for all your support. Give me ideas of what else to post. Side note, I think I will start doing a little bit more minimalist videos because that has been something that's really been interesting me lately, is being more minimalistic in my lifestyle. So I've been all over YouTube watching all these videos, seeing what other people are posting up, and it seems like something that I would really like to get into. I've just completely culled and purged my kitchen, so I barely have anything in there, and I love it. It's so organized. I will probably be doing a video showing you guys my kitchen and showing you guys how I organize stuff. It crossed my mind to do a collection video, but I don't know what you guys think. Everything on my collection currently is going to stay as of 2016. I won't be making any more purchases, but next year we'll see. So if you want to see a collection video, let me know. I would love to do that. And have a good weekend.